All right, good evening. I hate how loud this thing is. Let's go ahead and get started. So here we are, Thursday, November 20th, right before Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Enjoy your break. All right, we'll go ahead and get started where we do have a quorum. And welcoming greetings, and we're calling the meeting to order and district celebrations.
Come on up, Ms. Baylock, for our VIPS report first.
I love it. Thank you. Well, good evening, Dr. Wright and directors. It's a pleasure for VIPS to share with you several significant celebrations this month. You know, I just can't ever say enough about how wonderful our Little Rock community is. And we want to first recognize our Reading Day readers. Thank you, VIPS Reading Day. Over 340, yes! Over 340 groups and individuals went into our schools. They hugged on our children and read them great stories. And, you know, I just want you to appreciate the fact that so many people support our literacy endeavors in this district, and they just have a great time. Just a very few of our pictures, not many at all. I wish we could show you all of them. But, you can see the magnitude, the gratitude, the attitudes, can't you? And see, the word read, right above that is a reader. Had me totally intrigued. I had to zoom in on the book. The book was Smelly Socks. Now, if I, as an adult, got that picture and said, I need to know what they were reading, I bet those children did the exact same thing, don't you? So that's the wonderful thing about this program. So yes, thank you to all of our readers. And I even want to acknowledge our media specialists who work so hard. Thank y'all for doing that. And I want to acknowledge the principals who get their schools ready. Thank y'all for doing that. And it takes a village to make it work, so we appreciate it. And I know at least 3 of our directors read, right? Mm-hmm. How was your experience?
Great.
Loved it.
Thank you for doing it. So we just can't say enough about that. And of course, our communications department, we had roaming reporters, so we appreciate that. It just takes us all to do it. But it was like the 28th, 29th year we've done Reading Day. And the great thing is when you post it, people come. And they love the event, and we love them, so that's great. Okay, so the issue at hand, of course, tonight is always partners. And Watson Elementary has 3 partnerships tonight. So you know the routine, Dr. Wright. Who's the director for Watson? Is it Michael Mason? I bet it is.
Oh, Michael.
Oh, he's going to miss. President, would you like to stand in? So the 2 of you, please come. And any school reps from Watson, please join me up front.
Must be like.
Yes, and anybody from Watson, you want to come up?
What schools
You want to come up and be a part of the group? Yeah, get up here with your group. And Jack's going to take your picture. Hit the first partner.
Did they ever get a bus?
You look great.
Ms. Mills, we have our CIS.
She signed it in right now. Okay. And Miss Mills, the community school coordinator, is going to join us. So we're grateful for this group. We're recognizing 3 partners, and this one is the University of Arkansas Little Rock Community Programs, which is formerly known as Children's International. And so we want to give them a shout out. Is anybody here from,
Okay, look forward, please.
from the university? Well, I appreciate them being a part of the group, right? And at the end, I'll say a few words about all of the partners, okay? So we're going to take that frame and we're going to swap it out, and we're going to acknowledge Goodfellow Barber College. And if y'all have been paying attention, you're going to notice that a lot of these barbers and beauty shops and salons have really stepped up to the plate the last couple of years, trying to help our community, support them any way they can. They are working with students and their families making sure they look good, ready for school and so forth. So we appreciate them as well. And then Jackie, we're also going to, now I know this group's in the house. Come on. Come on, Kenita. Absolutely. Little Rock Water Reclamation Authority. Kenita is on our VIPS board. And this is a group that has supported several Little Rock schools. And when she called and said, we're going to go to Watson this year, and I was like, I know they're going to be thrilled. I know they're going to be thrilled. They filled the school on reading day. Isn't that cool? So yeah, and so I know y'all want to bask in it. Would you like to say something? And y'all and any of the school reps can say just a word or two about the partnership. Give yourself some credit.
Kenita Ridger with Little Rock Water Reclamation Authority, and we are so excited to be partnering with Watson Elementary School this year. They have great staff, great leadership there, and we're just looking forward to a great year. We love those babies, so we're excited.
Well, thank you.
And we would just like to express our appreciation.
Yes, go to the mic. They won't hear you.
All right, Christopher Jackson, the proud principal of Watson Elementary. We would like to express our appreciation for all that our partners do. The Reclamation Authority has been a wonderful partner through this year. Every time we have an event, they make sure that their presence is known. The Barber College, they get our kids ready for the start of school. We took pictures a few weeks ago on Picture Day. They had our kids picture ready, and we're really excited about the University of Little Rock partnership because they are bringing in some SEL learning that we have this year, as well as sponsoring our attendance challenge. And that's one of the things we've been able to reduce our tardies as well as our student absences because of the support that the University of Little Rock is doing. And so thank you to our partners and the wonderful work that you do.
Well, thank you for being so appreciative of them.
All right,
It
thank
makes a
you.
mutual. And I'm going to let my colleague, oh, no, Dr. Wright, you don't go away. We still have a couple. Yeah, you guys recognize. I'm going to let my colleague, Jackie Merrill, introduce.
Okay. Well, I appreciate all your attention, and we're going to make this short but sweet and effective. I would like to introduce a new partnership with Little Rock Southwest High School, and that is Frequency Youth Leadership and Empowerment. Ms. Vicki Hatter, would you come down?
You want to bring?
You bring your frame, yes ma'am. Ms. Hatter's organization is fostering empowerment and leadership skills and building that in students at Little Rock Southwest High School, as well as with the Juvenile Detention Center and our students that are there. So would you like to take a minute just to explain your program more?
Yeah, so, all right. Hello, board and Little Rock and beyond. With Frequency Leadership, Youth Leadership and Empowerment, we look to empower our youth, and then we make sure that like they understand their overall citizenship as far as civic engagement. We look at speaking engagements, as well as how do you navigate through education regardless of what is going on, but yet preparing them for life. There is also a component with the juvenile justice, and so for the last, I don't know, several years, then we've been going into the juvenile detention center, and we have held youth symposium, youth summits. We have brought in speakers and different things, and so yeah, so we just wanted to make it more official, and yeah, so we look forward to continuing to doing the great work that we have been doing for years. So yeah, that's it.
Well, we appreciate you, and certainly those skills we all know are needed to get anybody to the next phase, and a lot of those times those are not something that somebody says, oh, here, how do you do this? They're a little bit more of the softer skills sometimes, and that's a little bit more difficult. So, but let's get your picture. Is anyone here from Southwest?
Very good.
Okay, I apologize. You may sit if you like. Or you may stand, whichever you prefer. In addition, we are going to, I think, start doing, it's been clearly demonstrated tonight, individuals, community groups, partners, business support our district in a variety of ways. And their contributions through time, service, resources, and monetary donations are invaluable. And each of us help us ensure Little Rock school districts and schools thrive. So you will see there the most current donations. We would like to acknowledge these generous contributors. Gen Wealth Holding LLC, $478 to Central High School football team. Sarah Keith Bolden, $800 to Central High West wrestling team. Nancy Keith and Sarah Keith Bolden, $50 to Central High wrestling team. Kona Ice of Little Rock, $25 gift back proceeds to Gibbs Magnet Elementary. Timothy and Mallory Onerecker, $200 to Gibbs Elementary Family Night Curriculum. I apologize to you guys if I wrecked your last name. John Speed, JBS Speed Express, $500 to Lacey Academy Girls Basketball. Nelson's Tire and Automotive, $250 to Lacey Academy Girls Basketball. Arkansas Conference Women's Missionary Society, $500 donation to Lacey Academy. Be More Management, LLC, $1,000 to Hall High's Girls Basketball Team. Snowy of Central Arkansas, $150 to Southwest High Junior Class. Anthony Smith Agency, LLC, $350 to Southwest Girls Basketball. Supermercado Sin Fronteras, which is Supermarket Without Borders, $1,000 to Southwest High School Soccer. La Toqueria Patron, $80 to Southwest High Junior Class. And KJ's Treats and More, $100 to Southwest High Junior Class. So we can tell that women's basketball season is upon us, correct? So we have gotten a lot of support for that and a lot of great support for other organizations and parts of our district. So one thing, we all know that it's going to come up after Thanksgiving, and it's Giving Tuesday. You have Black Friday, but then there's also Giving Tuesday. So we encourage you to look for ways that you can support Little Rock students, be that with your time, money, resources. All those things are invaluable to us here at the district and to help our students and staff. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so I guess we'll continue on with our celebrations. We've already acknowledged all of our volunteers who came out and made the Jane Mendel Reading Day another success, and so we are just going to move right along. We are also proud if I would just do as I was told to by my boss, Pam Smith, then I would stay out of trouble. We also want to give a special shout out to VIPs and our Jane Mendel readers. The reader you see on the right in the Scooby-Doo costume is Miss Kathy, who attended Bell Elementary, where she served as a volunteer reader. Miss Kathy doesn't mind us sharing her age. She says she is 67 and loves giving back to her school community. Thank you again, Miss Kathy, and all of the readers. All right, we're also proud to celebrate Jefferson Elementary, Forest Park, and Roberts for earning top honors from the Arkansas Department of Education for outstanding academic performance and growth. These schools receive a combined $179,937.72 in recognition funds for their achievements. Congratulations to those two schools. Had a great turnout, was this yesterday? Yeah, yesterday at Carver Washington Steam Magnet. This was Tuesday night, or yesterday.
Tuesday.
This week, staff hosted a fun-filled STEAM literacy night complete with book giveaways, tasty barbecue, board games, and school family fellowship. Appreciate all the hard work by the coordinator, Angelia Johnson, Principal Michelle Moore, volunteers, and community partners to make this event a success. And this is part of our Community Schools Cafe efforts. Shout out to the Forest Park Rangers who wanted to make a difference in the community by collecting non-perishable food items for the district Stock the Rock Drive. Students hosted fun contests which resulted in the collection of thousands of items to support families in need. Way to go, Rangers. At Forest Heights STEM Academy, school families donated to the school's food pantry. Because of their kindness and generosity, students were able to prepare multiple food bags for families. I know we'll have some more rolling in probably next month, but many of our schools have stepped up to the plate to host food drives. It's just generous to see all of our schools and the communities come together to make sure that the citizens of Little Rock are supported. And so we are definitely thankful to all of our students and staff for all of your efforts. All right, you're looking at another representation of more leadership in action. This is the Hamilton Learning Academy faculty and staff. They teamed up with the City of Little Rock and City Connections to give back together, preparing Thanksgiving meal boxes for students. At Mableville Middle School, 8th grade Avid students are getting some real-world and relevant learning. They recently received lessons on budgeting, bill paying, and big decision-making at their financial literacy fair. Thanks to our amazing partners from Up Federal Credit Union, other community partners, local professionals, and the Southwest High National Honor Society also joined students for AVIC mock interviews, giving them valuable practice and a confidence boost as they prepare for future careers. Congrats to Horace Mann Multimedia Arts and Digital Innovations Magnet Middle School. That is a long name. They are the 2025 LRSD Middle School football champions following an 8-1 season. Congratulations to the Bearcats of Horace Mann. Congratulations to our LRSD Ken Hatfield Sportsmanship Award recipients. These outstanding student athletes were recognized for their integrity, leadership, and character, true role models on and off the field. There are several students there representing schools from across Central Arkansas, but we have 4 of our own represented here. Tiana Hurd from Little Rock Central High School, Zen Kerrigan from Hall West High School of Innovation, Jaden Mayweather from Parkview Arts and Science Magnet High School, and Matthew Ron Young from Little Rock Southwest High School. Very excited about this. Every year we have more and more students who are earning the CO for biliteracy. And so these numbers have drastically increased for this year. A proud moment for our school district as we celebrate 46 talented students who earned the Arkansas Seal of Biliteracy. Students from Hall West, Central, and Southwest demonstrated proficiency in English and another language. Congratulations on this incredible accomplishment. All right, congratulations to Micah, a student at Hall West High School of Innovation. Yesterday, the Warriors celebrated a major milestone as Michael Moore officially signed to continue his basketball journey with the University of Arkansas at Little Rock. Way to go, Micah. An impressive showing on the national stage for Central's journalism students. At the National High School Journalism Conference in Nashville, the Labyrinth Literacy Magazine and the Tiger News Magazine both earned 7th place Best of Show. Students also brought home multiple national awards in writing, design, and illustration. Proud of these Tigers. And if you guys have never seen their school newspaper, it literally looks like, I almost want to say it's better than the Democrat, but it's definitely a piece of quality work. So congratulations to the journalism students at Central. Also from Central, congratulations to the robotics team for earning the Excellence Award at the Bears Fall Blowout, securing their spot in the state tournament that is coming up. So congratulations to those students. We have a little more to go, which is a good sign. Lots of great things happening in our school district. Last weekend, the Little Rock Southwest High School Band took the national stage at the U.S. Band Stacks Grand Championship in Memphis and came home with major hardware. In the prelims, the band earned first place in the Group 2 division, first place in music, first place in color guard. They kept the momentum going with a second place finish in the Group 2 division finals. Congratulations to these talented students. We are so very proud of you. Several weeks ago, we enjoyed celebrating with seniors during our annual Scholars Reception. We honored National Merit semifinalists, commended scholars, and principal scholars. A special thank you to CALS for allowing us to host the event at the newly renovated main library, and to Stevens Inc., Jack Trumper, and the Friday Firm for sponsoring the event. You never know who will drop by one of our schools, and we are grateful to the amazing partners from the Arkansas Martin Luther King Commission and First Missionary Baptist Church who treated the Martin Luther King Jr. Leadership and Language Magnet Academy staff to a heartwarming lunch full of love, hugs, and encouraging words. You see Senator Chesterfield and Pulaski County Judge Barry Hyde there in the mix. So thank you again to the MLK Commission and First Missionary Baptist Church. The City of Little Rock have kicked off a new partnership through the Career Climb program, giving students access to job shadowing, internships, mentorships, and department tours. Students heard from Mayor Frank Scott and other city leaders about careers and public service, then connected with departments across the city. And one of the highlights of the month for me a few weeks ago, we featured the members of St. Peter Missionary Baptist Church and Pastor Billy Burris, who took it upon themselves to give out $1,000 grants to several of our schools, actually 6 of our elementary schools. The schools receive each a $1,000 grant to support their students. Thank you to all of our community members who continue to provide resources for our schools. And it was quite a treat to walk around and surprise each of those schools with this particular donation. So thank you to the members of St. Peter Missionary Baptist Church. I wouldn't name the schools, but Gibbs, Western Hills, Stevens, Chico, Otter Creek, McDermott. There we go. All right, and earlier this week, we got a sneak peek inside the latest phase of construction at Pinnacle View High School as we made a special announcement, more about which we will have a follow-up discussion later on as part of our agenda today. But the facility is quite impressive, and we believe it will be a game changer, creating direct feeder pattern in West Little Rock. All right, we had some great coverage this past month also, highlighting the awesome things happening at LRSD. On the left, you see a photo in the Democrat Gazette featuring the Spook Bot tournament hosted by LRSD's Advanced Academics Department. The other photo features a cover on the Arkansas Times featuring the band at Parkview. And add to that, a great pics of our Metro students supporting Reading in the Rock. They redesigned, painted, and delivered bookshelves, a few to elementary schools they attended to emphasize the importance of reading. Meantime, our faith-based partners will soon be receiving a video featuring our students encouraging families to read at least 20 minutes a day. All right. Almost done. We are wrapping up phase 2 of enrollment for LRSD. After the Thanksgiving break, we will roll right into open enrollment for the entire Little Rock community, those who are new to the district. Next week, information is already going out and will continue to be pushed out over the span of enrollment. A comprehensive message about the process is shared on the district's website under news articles. All right, and another successful Java with Jermall, although Jermall was not there due to Delta and these horrific airline flying experiences the past couple of weeks. But another successful Java with everybody else who was there, hosted at Terry Elementary. Community members are expressing that they genuinely enjoy the opportunity to chat with LRC staff and fellowship over coffee and pastries. Great job to Ms. Kay Rainey and Ms. Beatrice Varela, who worked tirelessly to ensure that these events are meaningful. A special thanks to Petaway Coffee for donating the coffee and to our talented culinary program at Metro for providing the pastries made in-house that I was not able to consume.
Covered, edge to edge, beautiful pastry.
Thank you, Mr. Rose. Appreciate that.
I didn't have any.
All right, and you can skip over that. All right. We've celebrated enough about this award, so thank you.
We'll say congratulations, 2025. Let's celebrate. Dr. Jermall, Dwight Jones Courageous Leadership Award.
Thank you.
Dr. Wright.
Yep, that's it.
All right, so we'll go ahead and move forward. Public comment. This is a place in the agenda when we hear from the public, parents, stakeholders, and friends of LRSD. We'd like to hear public comment regarding LRSD issues. We allow 3 minutes for public comment. Our responsibility is to listen to your comment. We're not allowed to respond or to have discussion. Okay, I think we have 4 signed up. If I am wrong, just let me know, okay? So I believe that I see Ms. Gordon first, is that correct? Okay. Yeah, you were just, that's what I was thinking, but that's okay. Miss, that's okay. That's all right. Miss Morgan. All right, no problem. Sounds good. Hello.
Good evening, rather. As you all know, I am LaToya Morgan, and I placed a email as well as a police report on your desk or in your area so you should have all received that, and I will email that to you as well tomorrow. But I am requesting assistance in resolving an important concern regarding the theft of my personal property from Carver Elementary. It has come to my attention that individuals were allowed to enter the library and remove several of my belongings, many of which had or hold significant sentimental value to me. I would greatly appreciate prompt support in identifying what happened, locating my items, and ensuring this matter is addressed appropriately. 5 months ago, I submitted an email to the board, and I think maybe 2 or 3 people replied, but no one followed up. And so I would like to resolve this issue before the closing of this year. And also, as an employee recently affected by a school closure, I would like to see this board require thorough and adequate planning when restructuring our schools. Having only an idea or a skeleton framework is not sufficient. Our student, staff, and families deserve well-developed, transparent plans that address both logistics and long-term impact. Luckily, I landed on my feet because I landed at Watson Elementary with an awesome principal, and an awesome leadership team, and awesome staff. And so that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. All right, so we're moving on. Ms. Dawson? Ms. Dawson? And then do we have Ms. Jones that would come up next? Okay.
Hi. My name is Nikki, and I'm the parent of a child at Hall High School. And we recently went to the parent meeting and heard all about the, conversion that's being considered. And this has, obviously been thought about for a long time, been going on for a long time. I like some of the things that are part of this concept, but I don't like other parts of it. I think that there are some things that really could work, but I also think that the same things that are kind of touted as, oh, look, this is really great, could already be integrated into what we have. I don't think that we have to completely change the way that we're doing things as far as just having the way the classrooms are structured, which the way it was described to us. And I think there's been a bigger problem, I think, with the involvement of parents and getting information out about all of this. I think maybe from, y'all's point of view, is probably, you guys have seen a lot of, like, how this has been going on for a while. But from a parent's point of view, I've seen more notifications probably about yonder pouches, because I went through my emails last night to see, and I had seen more than it was about this closure of this school or the future. And I think that sometimes the warning that we have as far as being able to respond, there's not a long time, or the meetings sometimes are very close to the time of the announcement, which means that if you have small children and you can't make arrangements, if you're out of town, whatever, you've just missed out. Also, I kind of questioning about what have we done to get to where we are? Have we researched maybe what's happening with other schools across the country? How are they succeeding? We're not the only ones that are facing school closures. There are many people out in the states that are facing the same thing. what are they doing? Is there anything better? Have we reached out to, universities like that we have, U of A and other, I'm just trying to think of facilities that would have maybe ideas or, partnerships that we could have that would give us more ideas about this instead of just saying, okay, I think parents are, because I heard it at the meeting, feeling a little bit herded in one direction where it's more of, hey, look, this is the direction that we're going in. If you've got something better, let us know. Not, hey, we're in trouble. What do you want? What do you want to do? How do you want to face this together? And I think it doesn't matter really what we do, whether this is a success or not, whether we go through with this or not. If we can't figure out what the incoming, what eighth graders and their parents are wanting, it really doesn't matter, because I don't care if it's Hall, I don't care if it's Central, I don't care what school it is, they're going to go, they're going to leave. And so that's really important. It's less about what.
That was the veil, dear, for your
Sure, okay.
for your wrap up. I just wanted to verify
Thank
that
you.
you were aware.
The last thing I just wanted to say is that I'd asked my child, I gave him the link to email the form that says, send it to you guys. And I said, this is really important, do this, do this. And he said, it doesn't matter. They probably won't listen because adults have power and kids don't. There's a problem with that. and
Thank you.
That's
Thank you.
what I just want to say. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay. I hear that. Okay. Ms. Jones.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Angela Rankins-Jones. I have a 10th grader at Hall High School. And the reason I'm coming this evening is just to speak to each one of you regarding just about the enrollment projection concern that I have for Hall High School. I do understand that the board is going to be voting for having Hall to be converted as a charter school, which I think is a great idea to keep the school open. But in order for the school to remain open and to ensure students attend the school, I'm encouraging the board to think about ability to have more communication and information that goes out to the families, the parents, more marketing to those students, either in the 8th grade, 9th grade, levels, so that way they can have understanding of what is being offered at the school. Also getting parents' involvement. I can certainly help volunteer for that, as well as getting students involved as well for information sessions that you can go to the schools, not just putting the burden on the teachers and as well as the other faculty there at the school to help promote Hall High School, but also just sharing that story of what can be offered. And I think that will help increase the numbers in projection. There are students who may be looking for a smaller school size versus the larger schools. And so that is one, Hall is one school that my son really enjoyed as smaller school size and looking for those opportunities. So that is what my concern is this evening, and I just want the board to consider that as you're looking at the enrollment projections, doing more to promote what the opportunities are there available. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, and I don't think Ms. Mills wanted to speak. Is that correct? No? Okay. And anyone else that I'm overlooking? Anyone else? Okay. Thank you. All right, so we're going to go to District Committee Report, Superintendent Student Advisory Board. Is a young man here?
Yeah, Tony's here.
Oh, there he is. So glad to have you back.
I'm glad to be here. Good evening, board members. I'm Tony Hayar, representing our Superintendent Student Advisory Board within our district. Our latest meeting was held on November the 11th. Our next meeting, if any of you do wish to attend, will be the week before holiday break. If you have any questions about when we will next meet, please contact Ms. Stephanie Vestal, stephanie.vestal@lrc.org. We started off our meeting with a discussion of the issues described in our previous meeting, such as grading, locker accessibility, and support in our fine arts program and clubs. A major part of our meeting started off with formalizing our board to where we can make it more recognizable. We created a draft mission and vision statement, which states our purpose for elevating the student voice, partnering with district leadership, and advocating for more equitable and supportive learning environments. We then created our board's logo, created a web page, and started on a decision on whether we should have an Instagram page, allowing us to be more communicative with our student peers. Then we shifted our focus onto the LRC Student Leadership Institute, which we have been granted approval to move forward. We created a logo, flyer, and started the application process for future attendance. We were then joined by district member Osiris Bali. He spoke to us how he believed that student leadership and community engagement is extremely important, emphasizing that the student voice should serve the broader community and not just us particular students. Finally, we closed our meetings on good terms, accomplishing multiple of our goals that we had set for our agenda. If any of you wish to find our website, you can find it at https://www.lrc.org/page/student-advisory-board. Thank you for your time and support to LRC and its students.
Any questions? Any questions for gentlemen? Thank you so much for the work you do. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so we'll move forward to Certified PPC.
Good evening, board members. So first of all, I did want to just take one, maybe 2 points of personal privilege. My book fair, which was going on when Java with Jermall came, was the largest ever at Terry. And we had some great donations. Pam Smith came and took some kids shopping. And Dr. Wright made a donation since he couldn't make Java with Jermall. So several of my kids got to buy books that would not have been able to buy books. And anybody that knows me knows I will beg, borrow, and steal to get my kids books. VIPS Reading Day was an awesome event. We had great readers in every classroom in our school. I always love VIPS Reading Day. I love VIPS. They're dear to my heart. But I love VIPS Reading Day. I don't even know how many this is for me because I was a teacher first and then a library media specialist, so I've always been part of VIPS Reading Day. But I just love when the volunteers come in. The kids love to be read aloud to. And unfortunately, due to scheduling, that doesn't happen as much as it used to. And even my big kids love to hear picture books read aloud, so that's great. First of all, stipends. The stipend proposal is on the agenda. You have that tonight to vote on, and so of course we recommend approval of that. We worked hard as a committee on those additional stipends, and hopefully you will vote to approve that tonight, but I will answer any questions if you have questions. Tuition reimbursement is also on the agenda tonight. That was overlooked when we did certified policy. It's always been a policy in Little Rock School District, and it just helps encourage our teachers and staff to pursue additional education that helps them be better teachers and leaders and district employees. So that is also on the agenda for approval tonight. The compensation committee met this week, yesterday as a matter of fact, and we continue to discuss and debate trying to find some way to help our employees with additional compensation, be that a raise or a bonus or any other way we can figure it out. Mr. Bailey did attend that meeting and explained the financial situation to us, and we talked with him about some options, and hopefully we will meet again and hopefully come up with something that will help our employees. Everybody's suffering from the economy and everything that's going on. And so we just feel like our employees because they work so hard and so much additional work has been put on them, and quite frankly, they're the ones who cause the student growth in our district. They are the ones who do the work that make that happen. And they deserve to be rewarded with that. And every school is not receiving a huge amount of money because of test scores. But every school employee deserves something for the work that they do every day. The Policies Committee also met, Classified Policies Committee, and I don't know if she's here tonight. She is here. So I won't steal her thunder. I just want to say that we met and worked through quite a bit on the policies yesterday. Got quite a bit accomplished and look forward to meeting again soon to continue that work. My daughter, who is an A-State dancer, has a big game this evening at 6:30, and so I will be leaving you. If you have any questions, now's the time.
Where's it at? It's 6:12 now.
It's at Jonesboro. I'm not going there. I'm going home to watch
Oh,
it.
I was about to say, like, you're not going to make it to
I
Jonesboro.
was going there, but it was supposed to be pouring down rain, so I decided not to go. And Lakeitha needed me to do this, so here I am. Any questions about any of the? No.
We
Y'all have a
appreciate
great
you.
night.
You too,
happy
and you too.
Thanksgiving.
Enjoy.
I don't have any questions. No, I don't.
All right. Okay. Classified PPC. Enjoy. Indeed.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Tangela Jacobs on behalf of Classified PPC, and we are continuing our work on board-approved policies. We met, as Teresa just stated, yesterday, and we got through quite a bit, and we're chugging right along, and we're hoping to be completed with those policies December. That's what we're pushing for. And after that, we'll start our procedures. We're also preparing proposals for the board to regarding salary reviews for our nurses and our safety and security staff. In addition, we discussed bilingual stipends and are developing a proposal for staff eligible for this support. We have also uploaded our agenda along with our meeting minutes to the LRSD website for public viewing. And we will continue to work each month to get those uploaded in a timely manner. So if there's any questions or concerns, we can get those answered for anyone. And our next meeting is scheduled for December the 12th. So, and that's all I have.
Yes. Any questions? Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
I would
Yes?
just like to say y'all have done a great job on the policy work, on the prep, that you're coming in ready, and it's been super awesome. Thank you.
Well, we appreciate you as well, Ms. Strong. Everyone have a good evening and happy
too.
Thanksgiving.
Thank you so much. All right, we'll go to the consent agenda.
The consent agenda, if we could pull out the principal and director position to be voted on in separately, one by one.
5.1,
Yeah,
personnel recommendation.
the recommendations.
5.1, so we want to just pull out 5.1.
Just the
Yeah,
recommendation.
so I'm sorry, so the personnel recommendations.
Not the changes, just the recommendations.
Right.
Let me look again, sorry.
Those are the two positions you referenced, the recommendations.
Yes, that's it. Just that piece. Okay. All right.
I move that the LRSD Board of Education approve the consent agenda items as follows. 5.1, personnel changes, but only the personnel changes component. 5.2, approval of school board meeting minutes. 5.3, community service learning applications. 5.4, purchasing reports. 5.5, donation of property.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second that the LRSD Board of Education approve the consent agenda items as follows. 5.1, personnel changes. 5.2, approval of school board minutes. sorry. 5.3, community service learning applications. 5.4, purchasing reports. And 5.5, donation of property. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right. And 5.1, personnel recommendations.
Okay. Oh, yeah, okay, you're gonna make the, okay.
Discussion?
There haven't been a motion, but I just have a quick question on this. So with the principal position, I just have a question on whether or not that was a applicant process, or else if we are appointing the principal for Pinnacle View High School. I know the press release have already been done and it has already been announced, but for process, it seemed like it's skipping process, and someone asked whether or not it was a hiring process or is this an appointment, and then I didn't have a answer, and I know some others didn't have an answer to give on that. So that is my question for the principal position.
So I think that,
It's for Dr. Wright.
yes, Dr. Wright, you can respond to that.
Yeah,
if you
sure.
would, please.
Yeah, as I explained to the board, this is an appointed position. It's appointment.
Okay, okay, so it's appointed, and this is more so for those that are listening that had the questions. And so like this is a appointed permanent principal position and not an interim position?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
I move,
Any other questions? Okay, entertain a motion.
I move that the LRSD Board of Education approve 5.1 personnel recommendations.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded that the LRSD Board of Education approves consent agenda item 5.1 personnel recommendations as outlined. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Yeah.
Opposed?
Just for process.
Okay.
It's more, it's not about the principal or anything. I think he's
Okay.
a great.
We have one opposed.
Yeah,
Okay.
elementary principal, but it's
Right.
more about the process.
Okay, motion carries. All right, so we're going to move forward to 6. Okay. Howell High School conversion charter.
I don't have anything else to add, just wanted to clarify one thing that came up in the parent meeting, and also for anybody else who may be wondering. Of course, we all know that a district conversion charter is still a district school that's governed by the board, but charter, we're not changing the school name. Charter will not be in the name. It'll still be Hall High School just as it is. There were some folks thinking that the word charter was going to be in the name of the school.
Okay, thank you for the clarification. Any other questions? I know we've discussed it, but any questions that we have?
For me, it's not really a question. Someone can make the motion and I can say it within the discussion, because it's not going to change the vote. Well, either way, for me, it will be a no vote for me for a couple of reasons. One of them is, although a conversion charter, I think we talked about this some time ago, some years ago, about conversion charters, and even though neighboring districts have them because they did away with the School of Innovation and grandfathered others into a conversion charter when the state did away with those, with that titling. For me, I just think that it is then it opens the door. And I also had some concerns around like the, I don't know if it's branding or the reasons on why to go to the school for like the early graduation, because students are able to graduate early at all campuses as long as they meet their graduation requirements. But for me, and then it will be a no vote on the charter conversion.
Okay, other questions? Yes, ma'am. Okay, any other questions or comments? Okay.
I'd like to make a motion.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I move the LRSD Board of Education authorize the district to submit an application for a district-run conversion charter for Hall High School for the 26-27 school year.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly second that the LRSD Board of Education authorize the district to submit an application for a district-run conversion charter for Hall High School for the 26-27 school year. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? 2 opposed. You have those, Bali and Hatter. The motion carries. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move forward to, let's see, 6.2 Academies of Central Arkansas Foundation Proposal. And who's our point person? Dr. Wright?
I don't really have anything else to add. I sent or copied the board on a letter that I sent to the board of the foundation. So I don't have anything else to add.
Questions that we have. I'm going to come down here. Okay, Ms. Strong and Hatter, Ms. Hatter, did you have one as well?
Yeah.
Okay, Ms. Strong.
Would it be okay if I go ahead and make a motion and then speak to that?
Sure.
Okay. I'd like to move that we pause the formal partnership with the Academies of Central Arkansas for the 25-26 school year and report back to the board quarterly on efforts to formally partner in the 26-27 school year and beyond in a capacity that meets the needs of both the district and the Academies of Central Arkansas. I don't know if we want to wait on a second at this point and then speak to things, or if there's maybe not a second.
Well, I guess we need a second to be able to move forward.
Yeah, no, I'll second that motion.
Okay, so if we're going to second that motion, let me just make sure that I know specifically what that motion is for. Let me just make sure. So we're going with option 4, is that what I hear you saying?
No, well, it was,
Or
yes,
is it
it is.
modified?
It is a modified, I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
It's a
I wrote
modified
it down,
version
yeah.
of what?
A 4.
A 4, okay.
And I said I moved that we pause the formal partnership with the Academies of Central Arkansas. I have it written down if you need it.
You do? Okay.
For the 25-26 school year.
Um,
And that we report to the board quarterly on efforts to.
Who is we?
Yeah.
Sorry, and the district, sorry, reports to the board quarterly
Okay.
on efforts to partner formally in the 26-27 school year and beyond in a way that meets the needs of both the Academies of Central Arkansas and the district.
So the district reports to the board efforts to partner with the district?
To partner formally in
Okay.
26-27 and beyond
Okay.
in a way that meets the needs of
How often are we asking for this?
quarterly.
Quarterly. Okay.
Why
That
not?
meets the needs of the Academies of Central Arkansas and the district.
So is this a new motion you're just
Yeah,
now
this is
making?
a new
It sounds
No,
like
this is
it.
the same one. It's
No,
exactly the same
But it's
thing.
modified, right? Because it's still unclear, because we're,
It's I mean, we.
so we're going option for
Mhm.
Little Rock Will Pause partnership with Foundation until.
I mean, we don't have to
Okay.
pick an option from the list of options, but it's essentially an option for.
I mean, it's just an option.
But
we
it's an
can-
option
So
for with an expectation.
We'll make
that-
it
yeah.
and we'll vote.
It sounds like
right?
damage control.
Okay.
Not exactly.
So we made the motion, and you said you have this motion.
I have it written down if that's needed.
Okay, so it's moved that we pause the academies for the 25-26 school year and report to the board quarterly on efforts to partner formally in 26 through 27 and beyond in a way that is meets the needs of
The academies and
the academies and the district. Do we have a second? We did have a
We
second?
did have a second.
Adams, okay.
And
All
then,
right.
and then I wanted to speak to it
Okay,
if that's
go ahead.
possible.
Indeed.
And
So it's been
see,
moved
Mr.
and properly
Kazay, is there
second.
something that I did wrong?
Isn't just,
Are you just here?
on standby?
anything wrong.
You're on standby?
I'm here at the pleasure.
Very good, thank you. Okay, so it's been moved and properly second. Question.
Okay. Our district does not have the funding to support the Academies of Central Arkansas Partnership in this school year in a way that I feel makes a lot of sense. I also really appreciated the district providing a clear recommendation for us based on some conversations. I did have a one-on-one with Dr. Wright this week. I also met with one of the partners in one of our academies this week and feel that there are a lot of positives out there in this relationship, and I think we have some work to do in figuring out whether the Ford NGL model of academies is really what works within the district. And if that is not the case, is there something else that we can work around with that can work for us to continue these partnerships? And I know I said this at our last meeting, but it really does weigh heavily on me that many of the amazing partners we have invested in this. I don't know what will happen next, and if they will continue to partner with us without the Academies piece of this work. I see the value and I see the work that the team at the Academies of Central Arkansas do to help our students see beyond graduation, and I really appreciate that. And I want to make sure that that we acknowledge and say aloud how much we are grateful for our business partners that are partnering within our district to help reach our students. I think there is a great benefit to the businesses who get their employees out in our schools, see what it is like in our schools, and see what it is like for the families who work for them and the individuals who work for them and what their kids are doing every day. And I also think that it brings value to our students. So I really hope that we can get to a place where a formal partnership that involves an exchange of money makes sense. But I think that right now the fiscally responsible approach to the Academies of Central Arkansas is to pause for this school year.
More questions, Ms. Hatter?
Yeah, so essentially what I'm hearing is that it's a no vote, and I have concerns about wasting time, and I use that word intentionally, about having these continual meetings, particularly because we've been in this for years already, and the superintendent already said that he is not willing or want to proceed with this, and that he doesn't see a return on investment, and that it doesn't align with it, and it's not because of the academies or the work that have been done. And so I wonder, just by just quoting his reasons, as well as he emailed to us about the budget, it wasn't put in the budget, and it's not because the amount wasn't known, it just wasn't programmed to go into the budget. And I appreciate the damage control that is happening to say, hey, let's continue these talks. I just as we spoke last meeting, then I just can't see a path forward, no matter if the current administration isn't willing or see the value of the academies, right, as he stated multiple times. And if the board, like he said, wants the district to go forth, I have serious concerns about the fidelity and about the gridlock, and just how truthful and authentic that would those conversations would be, or as well as the implementation of it. So those are my concerns. And my last thing would be, right when we, even if I just isolate to the last 3 years, right, creating a talent pool for our students. We have students in neighboring districts that are receiving very lucrative job offers just out of high school by going through these academies. And I'm just concerned that one, especially since we are the ones who started it and convinced the other districts to get on board, it creates a open space for partnerships to go elsewhere. And then I will be interested as well to see what does next semester look like, right, as those academies, I guess, are phased out. There's staff that is associated with it, like the academy coaches, like what actually happens with that. But those are some of my chief concerns. Is if district administration clearly stated that there isn't a willingness to go forth, the board is saying, hey, come back with quarterly reports from conversations. What is going to be the fidelity, and how authentic is it going to be to benefit the students after taking away the benefit?
Dr. Rose?
I personally have a great deal of faith in the superintendent. If we vote to do it, he'll do it. But I don't want to vote to do it. We can't afford it, which we've made very clear. I don't think there's going to be magic money appearing next year. I appreciate the partnerships with businesses in Central Arkansas. They provide our kids with something they wouldn't get otherwise, unless we hired a bunch of VOTEC instructors. I hope that they don't see, that those businesses, the Chamber of Commerce, doesn't see our rejection of the Academies of Central Arkansas Ford model as our rejection of the idea of cooperation between the district and businesses. With that said, I move to amend the motion to read LRSD will pause partnership with the AOCA of CA Foundation until a time in the future to be determined. Doing away with the quarterly reporting. That motion needs a second. It's just the statement. It's 4, the way it reads in the
Second.
It's been moved and properly second that the LRSD will pause partnership with the AOCA Foundation until a time to be determined in the future.
This is an amendment on the
This is an
existing
amendment.
motion. So
Yes.
you're only voting the amendment on
Yes.
the underlying motion.
So it's been moved and properly second on the amendment, correct? And
Yes,
so we
ma'am.
need to vote whether we're going to accept that amendment, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So all in favor to vote on, is there any discussion on the amendment? Yes.
Yes. Just on the amendment, then I'll comment, then we'll come back to whatever, and I'd like to make,
discussion on the
I'll make a
amendment,
broader,
we vote, right?
I'll make, correct, yeah, then I'll make a broader comment, but, I think that I find myself wanting, more leaning toward the original amendment, of original motion, just because I appreciate that, the idea that, well, yeah, I think that leaving it open with no response of coming back, I think, doesn't have as much expectation of hoping that there may be some space for negotiation. I think that it's clear that, and from the very productive, for me at least, the productive discussion we had at our work session, that the district is really interested in the philosophy of partnering with community organizations, and which is also what the Ford NGL model is interested in, but we have not been able to find common ground on the how. But because we have an impasse now, doesn't mean that we would always have an impasse. Sometimes groups that find themselves locked in and without the ability to find common ground, when the situations change and time goes on, are willing to rethink things or to reconsider some positions that before that didn't feel like they could compromise on. And so we might be, in a year from now, if we try or keep the door open, we may still be where we are today. But I think that history shows that doesn't always happen that way, that sometimes as you continue to talk and continue to touch base and explore, you find ways that there's common ground. So I find myself more leaning toward that expectation of keeping the channels open, and even if with the idea that it may not produce anything, but it's possible.
Oh, go ahead.
Another comment, I'm sorry, yes, ma'am.
Yes. I don't think by not meeting quarterly means that we're closing any doors. Like I said at the last meeting, I can't support that because we heard from our district, if you decided to implement, it would be devastating to what we already have going, and what we already have going is working. So I
Ms.
don't think.
Johnston, what did you say? You said what about quarterly? What'd you say?
If we don't meet quarterly.
She didn't say meeting.
I just said
Report.
Somebody,
A report.
So
Well, you have to meet to have a report, right?
somebody
No.
has to meet.
No,
not us.
not us.
What, that's, I understand
Okay.
that part.
You get it.
That's,
Okay.
I understand that
You
part.
do get it. Okay.
No,
Just
yeah,
report.
I understand that part.
You do get it. Okay.
But anyway, so what I'm saying is what we have is already working. And so if we want to implement, that means that we have to shift a little bit, and so we're going to pay to devastate something that's already going on. So I can't see what the district is saying, the time is not now. And so we have to respect that. We can't continue to just keep beating on it and beating on it and beating on it. Ms. Montgomery sat right there and told you what we have is working. Dr. Wright have told you that there's more than one way. There's more than one way to accomplish the better outcome for students. So I can't support a quarterly report at this moment until the district comes back and say, hey, you know what? We need to reach out, we're having problems, they may have a solution, but to just have a report for what is going to be in the report? Because what we're doing is working, so what will the report say? That Dr. Wright met with the academies and they still can't come up with a resolution? I think until it's time for somebody in the district to reach out, I think we ought to just go ahead and do what we're doing and be okay with that.
Other comments? Other questions? Ms. Strong?
I really appreciate your thoughts on that. I think what I was thinking about the quarterly report is that perhaps, since we are a bit at an impasse on the Ford NGL model, what could come back in the report would be perhaps the idea that a different model other than the Ford NGL model, such as the model of academies that maybe are working. You know, at the last meeting, I asked for the teams to come back and say, show me how you can how you can get a better score on this scorecard, or tell me you can't. And it sounds like we're at a place where maybe we can't right now, but maybe there's a different scorecard that is not the Ford NGL model that the academies could come around to, or maybe there is a way that we could buy into specific services that the academies of Central Arkansas provide, such as the expo or other things that are of benefit to our students. And that is what I'm hoping, that maybe that agreement could look a little different than what is being proposed now. And that was my hope with the quarterly report, that we could find a way to find some shared value in some sort of agreement that might or might not look like what we have been talking about in this specific board agenda item. So
You just said what I just said, that if we have an issue and we can't seem to resolve, then we'll reach out.
Well, but what I think is that if we don't put it in here that we want those conversations to happen, they may not happen. And so that's why, that for me is why I added that additional piece on, was that we continue to think about a way that this partnership could work out in some way, shape, or form.
Ms. Hatter?
Okay, so as our board is leaving from 9 members to 7 members, 4 of you guys are coming back because you're running unopposed. So then as a board, you make it your business to be a part of ensuring that those conversations happen. To me, it sounds like damage control, because we have been in this work for a number of years. Our districts that we talked and led the way for them to be involved, they have went ahead and they have done their financial part of it, as all districts was told a year ago about this. And so there was plenty of time to put it in the budget, and it just wasn't done. And so to kick the can down the road and to do window dressing for damage control, that's not helping the situation either, because this is a bad look right on Little Rock. This is a bad look on our district because, as our superintendent said, for the last 5 years, they was paying for it. And now that we have to pay $117,000, Central was never a part of it, included in it initially on purpose. Now it's a problem. And so that makes us bad partners to say it's cool when you pay for it, but it's a problem when we have to give to it. And again, I'm just repeating what our superintendent said, that he doesn't see a return on investment. He is, the work that's being done is not because of the academies, and that he just doesn't, it's just not working or whatever. But I do want to mention our Metro, and this is just for, I'm not going to be here in March, and so I'll be hopefully a justice of the peace. So, but either way, it is important to make sure that we understand. Right now, we only have 800 students attending Metro. Only a fraction of those students are getting certifications. So what happened to the other 5,000 students? The Pulaski County Special, North Little Rock, Jacksonville, all those other schools, districts are not sending their kids to Metro because they have the academies on campus.
I'd like to ask you a point of order. Vicky, could you speak to the amendment?
It is to the amendment. The point is, it doesn't make sense to kick the can down the road to try to save face. And I am speaking directly to the amendment.
Sorry.
As I said, I am leaning back on what our superintendent said on why he is recommending us not move forward, as well as he did in the email, and then as well as he did multiple times on Zoom and in the other meeting. So I agree. I don't understand what the quarterly reports are going to do. When there have already been a hard stance by administration to not move forward, and that this is just a small attempt to do a little bit of damage control. So it's either we're in or else we're out. And number 4, which is where we're at on option 4 with the amendment of the amendment, we are out. is right where we're at. So and we're out because administration have told us to be out because of having grave concerns. And so that's kind of right, that is where we're at. And so if we can just get to the vote and get over this, and the 4 members coming back, it is on you guys to make sure that you guys are providing CTE, which is where the world is right now, opportunities to employment, because that's what the academies do, for our other 5,000 students that are not going to Metro.
Okay, so let's go ahead and vote then on the
I need to speak.
amendment. Oh, you have another comment? I'm sorry, hold on.
I do.
I'm sorry,
I've got to respond to some things.
Okay,
that
hold on,
Dr. said.
hold on 1 second. Dr. Wright?
I may not have to.
There's been quite a bit that has been said that, I don't want to take up any more time trying to clarify every little point. What I do want to make sure that everyone is aware of, and what I may do is just, in addition to all the other emails that I've sent about our position, and let me clarify, this is not Dr. Wright's position alone. I have worked to try to find some type of way to make this work. I have involved our principals, our academy coaches, and other folks in the conversation. And after a long period of time of talking and realizing that we're not going to be able to get anywhere, yes, I am in favor of the recommendations that are made, but it didn't start out that way, number 1. Number 2, the academies in our district, they're not going away. The academies are not going away. The pathways are not going away. The staff that we have dedicated to those particular programs are not going away. The only thing that is going away is our partnership with the Academies of Central Arkansas Foundation for all of the reasons that I listed in the letter. It's not just about money, because if it was just about money, we could go back and reallocate and find money in our budget to move forward with this. So this is much bigger than money. There are many different reasons that I stated why I feel that it's not in our best interest to move forward. So I'll just stop and clarify those things. Our academy programs are not going away. We're not shutting them down. We're not shutting down our pathways. And for us to have been at stage 1 implementation since we started, in that final letter, I provided data to you all, like our completion rates, our CTE pathway completion rates, our other college and career readiness data. You can see that we are well beyond. If you look at the Ford NGL model, yes, because of various reasons, there's many things that don't align with the way that we operate as a district, but we are still getting outcomes and are improving our student outcomes, and we can continue to do that, and we will continue to do that.
Thank you.
To speak to my motion, which nobody else seems to want to do, except Mr. Adams, leaving off the requirement that they have a timeline for coming back, somebody meets and then somebody comes back with a report on some timeline. If Academies of Central Arkansas doesn't like the outcome of this vote, they can come back to the superintendent anytime they want to and say, can we resume negotiations? My understanding is that the last 2 or 3 sessions they've had went nowhere, and it was intransigence on the part of the parties. Couldn't find common ground. If that's the case, they're not going to find common ground in 3 months. Just waiting, looking at each other for 3 months. Well, yeah, maybe they will, but maybe they won't. And I don't like the maybe putting a timeline on something. Like I said, we don't require anybody to report back. That doesn't keep anybody from coming back.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead. Any other questions or comments? Go ahead and move on the amendment. Is that correct? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So moving on the amendment to amend the initial motion to pausing the partnership, which is option 4, with AOCA Foundation to a time to be determined from the original motion. All in favor, say aye to amend the motion. Aye. Can I have a
Let's have a roll call.
roll call?
Let's have a roll
Yes,
call.
let's have a roll call.
No.
No.
No. What
We're voting on the amendment. We're
The
voting
amendment.
to,
Do you want his amendment or you want her amendment? If you
His
want
amendment
hers,
was to cut off
you
the
say
vote.
yes. I'm saying no
you
because
want
I
the
want
recording.
hers. So if you want his, you say yes.
Okay. Come back to me. I gotta think about it because it's still a no, right?
Yes.
Greg Adams,
No.
Cyrus Baldy,
Abstain.
can't do that. That's a no.
I don't care. No.
Tony Rose,
Yes, we lost.
Phil.
I needed that. I needed that laugh. No.
Okay, so what do we have? I'm sorry. Okay, the motion failed. So we go back to the original motion, okay? So go back to the original motion. So, okay, so going back to the original motion, it's been moved and probably second that, let me have that.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Okay, that we pause academies for 25-26 year and report to the board quarterly on efforts to partner formally in 26-27 and beyond in a way that is meeting the needs of the district and the academies. So moved and probably second. All in favor, say aye.
Mr. Adams.
I'm sorry, we have a
wants to
question.
speak.
Well, yes, I'd asked to speak to the main motion, and I'll be brief. I do think, I don't see this as a superficial damage control thing. I think this is a description of the impasse that we're in. I think that parties have worked very hard, and the fact that we have 4 to 5 options presented tells me that the district has worked very hard to try to find multiple paths forward. And I wasn't a part of those, so I don't know where the inflexibility came in the end, where both sides felt like they could not, cross that. But that's where we have been. But I don't think that necessarily means that we will ever be. And I hope there might be something else that could happen. But I think it's important to know that, recognize that we have invested a great deal of time and resources in the past 5 years, including staff positions and salaries and all kinds of efforts. And so it's not as if we have not been working at this on our end, but we have not been able to find a way forward together that satisfies the vision of both parties.
It's been moved and probably second. Any other comments or questions? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Let's do a roll call on this, please, just for clarity.
Director Strong? Yes. Director Wesley?
Yes.
Director Hatter?
No.
Director Johnson?
No.
Director Adams?
Yes.
Director Bali?
No.
Director Rose?
No.
Motion fails.
Which puts us exactly where we were 45 minutes ago.
Okay, the chair will entertain a motion.
Well, no, I can't restate my original. It lost, and I was on the losing side. One of the winners could put my original motion back.
So I will make that motion.
Okay.
I will make that motion that we accept option 4 and we pause our relationship with the Academies of Central Arkansas at this time.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, so it's been moved and probably second that the LRSD will pause partnership with the AOCA Foundation until a time to be determined in the future. It's been moved and probably second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The motion carries.
We did that sort of smooth, didn't we, Mr. Kazay?
Thank
We
you
did
so
that
much,
smoothly,
Mr.
didn't we?
Kazay, for your assistance. I appreciate you. 7.1, solar energy project update. Mr. Bailey, 7.1.2.3.
I'm gonna do, you don't want me to combine them all together, do you?
No, I don't need to.
I'm gonna be up for,
In point
Not
4,
long.
is that right? 1, 2, 3, and 4?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, I don't need to stop you in the
All right.
middle if you're,
Well, I'm gonna be bringing somebody up from Integrity as well, Mr. Parker Hicks, so we're gonna hit the 7.1, the solar energy project update. This project, I believe, started in the fall of 23. So I'm gonna pull, I think I can pull it up for mine, Ms. Smith. It might have been 24, when is it? Was it?
Depends on what.
Yeah, I think the board voted, yeah, in 23, so yeah.
I think September 24.
24, was it 24?
Yeah.
We started talking about it, looked like a while back, but I believe we had at least 1 or 2 board members ask for an update, so this is probably just time for us to do an update anyway, so.
Who's got control?
Okay. Pam, give me control up here, let's see. Well, I'm gonna bring you up if you wanna.
Yeah.
Start talking.
I don't think it's showing.
Yep.
Okay, thanks for having me. Parker Hicks with Integrity Partners. Good to see you again. I think it's been about a year since I came and talked to you. So,
You're a part dad, right?
that's right. I have a Miss Ross happy camper, and maybe next year a pre-K 3 to add to that. So it's been an exciting year in our household. So the project, like we said, we got a formal approval to move forward about September of 24. That was right before the state policy deadline completed. Since then, a few things have been completed. So utility studies that had to be done, that took until about February to finish. And so we were able to start on some things before then, but we needed that information before we could procure some of our equipment. Engineering design, site grading, structure construction, the modules, and a lot of the gear. I'll show you some photos here in just a minute as well. Current timeline. So if you remember from a year ago, this is later than what I expected then. That additional equipment, this medium voltage switch gear that was determined was needed after that study in February, this has about a year delivery. Yes. So The utility, Entergy right now is telling us that they will be done in December. That
That's
was
what
pretty
they said
close.
last time.
What's that?
That's what they said last time.
Yeah.
But they meant a different December.
But they should be done then, but there will still be waiting on that equipment, which right now is expected in February. And then at that point, it's just various testing and startup with everyone to get the go-ahead to turn it on and start generating. So right now, we're saying March of '26, expected place in service. There's not a lot, other than that equipment delivery is really the big thing that's out there. And then you just need enough sunlight to do the test to get approval to turn it on. Here's some photos as well. So you can see we really started on the site in about December with grading, and then the panels actually delivered in December. So this is in Marvell, Arkansas, so a little bit before Helena, if you're going down that way, quite a ways from here. April of '25, we started working on the actual structure. It's a little, you can see it better on some of the screens. By May of '25, we started putting on some of the panels. And then late summer and through just in the past couple of months, we've been finishing those panels and running a lot of the electrical. So that August picture is still a little out of date. That last section is finished. And most of the work is done there, just waiting on the utility to finish, and then our last piece of equipment to come in. So bear with us a little bit longer. We'll get there. Again, this is what's called a solar service agreement. So the school has not paid any money for this construction. There's no capital commitment up front. You're agreeing to buy the power for 5.5 cents roughly, and then Entergy will credit your accounts. Depends on the account, but on average, a few cents higher than that. So net, you will save, at least in the first few years, about $400,000 a year. Those are our initial calculations. If you saw the paper today, Entergy, just like pretty much every utility, is asking for substantial increases to their rates. It's hard to say exactly what that'll be, maybe 7-8% in this next year. That's nationwide going on. So, that to say that the solar is going to hopefully provide even more benefit than what we originally expected because of that. Now, since I came to the board, I thought I would spend one slide talking about another project that we did that does have significant completion. I know some of y'all were there at the ribbon cutting as well, but the electric school bus project, as of the start of this year, all 25 buses are in operation. They don't all run routes the same day. I think they are still gradually working up to get to where they're comfortable running all 25 at the same time. But we've ran over 60,000 miles since the start of the school year, and our original estimation, the savings is basically, instead of paying for diesel fuel for these buses, the electricity to charge the buses is quite a bit lower. So 130,000-ish annual fuel savings. So far, that looks like it's on track, if not slightly better. The one piece that we're still trying to wrap up is the backup generator. So Summit Utilities, the gas company, needs to expand the size of their main coming into the site so that it's large enough to provide gas to the generator. We are waiting. They tell us as soon as the order's in, it'll be 2 weeks. And we're just waiting on them to tell us when that is. But everything else is ready for that upgrade, and then the generator will be.
They've had my yard torn up for 2 months when they told me it'd be 3 weeks, so I don't know.
We're close. We're close. And there was, I'll be honest, there was an outage, but we were able to help the district through that. There was no routes missed during that time. It was, I don't know, a 3 or 4 hour outage in the middle of the day.
Of what?
Of electricity. So the chargers weren't able to charge the buses during that time. The generator's not in place yet because the gas isn't upgraded. But we survived unscathed. So as long as we get that done, I think, this fall or early winter before the spring storms, you should feel pretty good about it.
Questions?
Can you remind me of the dollar amount on the savings from the power grid, the solar grid?
So, we estimated a little over $400,000
Okay.
a year. Now, there is a chance that some of the rates will change over time. And so if that happens, that's going to drop down to in the $150,000 range.
Oh, okay.
So we did, when we put together our pro forma, we showed that it dropped down to that amount around year 4 or 5, something like that. It's possible that'll never happen, and you'll stay up at that higher level, and the savings will be even better. But we'll keep an eye on that for you. As soon as the rates, or as soon as the array gets turned on, we'll do a little bit of training, so Mr. Bailey's team knows how to review the bills and make sure that you're getting the credits that you're supposed to.
But I thought you said if the rates go up, we'll save more. Is that right?
Well,
You said, I
yes,
guess more
yes,
per
sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry for the confusion. So rates generally are going up,
Right.
right? So 10 cents a kWh is going to be 11 cents a kWh,
Right.
something like that. But there are different rate classes, and so some accounts are on what's called a small general service, and those may be 10 cents a kWh. Other accounts are on large general service, those may be 6 cents a kWh. So some of those small general could get reclassified to large general.
Okay.
Even though they're going up, they're going to drop on those
Okay.
specific cases.
Thank you.
Mr. Bali?
Yeah, thank you for being here today. I'm glad to hear about this solar project. I really don't have any questions, just mainly a couple comments. One, I know the students were a big part of promoting the district going solar, and so I hope it just at some point during this school year, just like the update that we're getting, maybe this update could be given to the different youth groups that help advocate for this, or even just the the superintendent student advisory board at one of their meetings that they hold monthly, because I know they were a big reason why, big influence on this. But I'm glad you brought up also this formula rate plan increase that's looking like it's going to be in place, because everybody's utility bills are going up, and I don't know what kind of rate plan the district got, because I haven't got that far into it, but I feel like a special rate should be available for the district too, to energy, if they're going to offer it to other corporations who are trillion-dollar corporations as compared to what the budget is here. But like I said, I'm glad that this is happening, and I would like to just hear more updates in the future about like how much electricity is being generated from the solar project. I know in the past it was mentioned like it could possibly be 25% of electricity come from these solar projects.
Yep.
And so I just would like to say more updated in the future, especially after everything's been implemented, but I appreciate you being here.
Thank you. If I could speak to that briefly, we would be certainly happy to give updates whenever needed. Again, I'm right here in Little Rock, happy to do that. We also would love to do education, free of cost when it makes sense. This array is close to 2 hours away. You're probably not going to bus students over there, but we have arrays here in Little Rock that we could take students to and show them hands-on. We also have built these things we call solar suitcases, which is just a small solar array, and you can plug in like light bulbs and phone chargers. It's really good for like the middle school level to get hands-on and just to see how the technology works. So keep that in mind. We'd love to do that.
Yeah, and I really would like to see that, because this is promoting STEM and the reason that we need to be doing some of this stuff.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Mr. Hatt?
Yeah, I just have one, I don't know, I guess it could be a collaborative effort. We adopted this, I think, maybe in 22 or 23, for this to go forth. However, as a district, we haven't put together a solar plan, we are doing it for, what do we want to see our district reduce? Do we want to just reduce the cost? Do we want to reduce our carbon footprint in the world? And so I think just to bring it back up for new ears is for the board to get together and create a sustainability plan. What is the LRSD goal for 2030? To where the work that is already being done, it is paired and anchored to something. I know we do our lights, we do our filters, we do all those things, but it will mean a great deal no matter if we had some type of green initiative written no matter by the board, no matter in collaboration.
Yeah. Yeah, be happy to discuss that.
Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Indeed.
We're maxed on solar now, right?
Well,
you want to talk about?
Sure, yeah, I mean, so state policy has changed, so, I mean, you can still build solar, but you're not going to get the same level of savings, right? So your opportunity financially is certainly limited, and, you know.
You can go beyond the 5 megawatts now.
You can go beyond the 5 megawatts. What you probably would have to do is actually locate it on your actual schools and get it what's called behind the meter, so that the solar's going directly to the school. Whereas this is obviously way off site, and Entergy is metering it and then crediting it to you.
Go ahead.
How do we know that we're being credited, like, correctly? Like,
That's
what's
a
in
great
place?
question. That's what I mean. We're going to need some training as soon as that thing gets started, because you're literally going to have 100 different utility bills that are getting credits. Now, Entergy can provide like a report that shows, hey, here's the account, here's how much credits were applied to it. So there's some tools like that that'll be helpful. And I'll show you, if you look at an actual bill, you'll be able to see where they show the credit amount. And then every utility is different. So some utilities will show you like a negative charge on there. Entergy just doesn't have the charge on there. So you have to kind of know what you're looking for. But like an energy charge that would normally be there will just disappear because it's fully credited. Yeah, I've got documentation. I can sit down with whoever needs to explain it, but it is different. So I know it'll take a little bit of getting used to.
And we have integrity partners here too as well, so help us.
That's right. Yep, anytime.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thinking action needed on that. That's just an update, but I will hit 7.2 if you're ready to roll.
Indeed.
So one of the things we have on here is attached resolution. This was prepared by Jack Trumper and his team there. What we have what's called a post-compliance. So meaning we're gonna abide by all the compliance in here with our bonds we actually issued. And we just closed those bonds funded on the 18th. So we got about $74.5 million in. We had a good faith deposit, so it was over $75 million that we got for our capital improvement fund. So it was much needed money there, but you have before your resolution, and basically it's a compliance book. We had, I think it was updated a while back. We just needed to have a new one on file. This is filed with the district and file with Stevens Inc. as well. So it goes through the different post-issuance compliance things, saying we can't go out and use tax-exempt bonds to build something that we're planning on just like a for-profit, into this for our school buildings and things like that. So we can't go build a gym that's going to be out for private rental all the time, something like that. So, but it's just making sure that we have something in place for audit purposes. So, if you have any questions on this,
Any
pretty
questions?
standard language, and they work with the Friday firm typically on these as well. So,
Okay. Any question?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Where are we at?
We're on
7.2.
7.2.
Okay, I was distracted. My apologies.
okay.
So within that, you have your written procedures and guidelines, and you have record keeping and retention policies, and what's called arbitrage, and that's basically making interest on the actual tax exempt deposits we have as well. So, yeah.
Chair will entertain a motion.
I move the LRSD Board of Education approve the attached resolution and post-insurance compliance policy manual.
Second.
It's been moved and probably second that the LRSD Board of Education approve the attached resolution and post-issuance compliance policy manual. Any other questions, comments? Been moved and probably second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, sir. Point
Right.
3.
The next one is our proposed budget of expenditures for fiscal year '28. We just had one of these a few months ago for the November election. This is for the March election, so this is why it's back to back. We kind of talked about this based on state law. So you won't have another one approved till a year later. So but we have to put out there based on, these are based on current fund expenditures we've had and just a projected, and it's 2 years out, so a lot of things can change over that. So it's our best estimate just based on these guidelines, but it has to be published in the paper at least, I think, 60 days before, or maybe 90 days. I have to look back on here, what I put on here on that thing. This is prepared by Stevens as well. So we have to get this published in December. So before you as well, you have the proposed budget along with the millage rate, which is not changing at all, 46.4 mills. If y'all adopt it, we'll get this uploaded along with, I think I have attached a summary of items that he gave me as well. Here, let me pull it up. 60 days, yeah. It used to be 90 days at one time, it's 60 now. But typically, they help us with the ballot and everything and make sure we get everything to the election commission. And I've attached some of those things. You'll see a letter here that came to, I think it updated Dr. Wright at this time. So you'll see the significant dates in here. This is some backup for you all as well for the 2026 annual school election and different posting requirements that we have. The proposed budget, you'll see a sample ballot here as well that's attached a little bit later down. So this just kind of keeps us in compliance. Typically, we wouldn't have these in the same two calendar or fiscal years, so this is the last of them.
So for the listening public that may be interested, this is just a formality that we have to do. It's about, it's initiative that's on the ballot. It doesn't increase, it doesn't do anything, just as long as one person vote, then we're good.
So, in November, I guess you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was you. So on this one, this one is for the March.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah. So the millage rate is not changing at all on this, so this is a formality. We have to have it if we have an election, so I think y'all want to, we don't have a choice. We got an election in March, so, yeah.
We have a question?
Yeah, I just said, it's not about this, of course, we need to do this, glad to vote to do this, but as I was reading over that, I don't know if this is for you, Mr. Bailey, or you, Mr. Kazay, but I wanted, did I read this correctly, that if in March, if we don't have any multi-member candidate races coming up, but it said that if you had a multi-race, like 3 or more people running and nobody got a majority, or if you had a tie with 2 people, that the runoff would be in November?
That's correct.
That's true.
I think that's correct. I'm not.
That's the way it works now that we're in the partisan primary.
And so in between March and November, where does that leave you if you don't have, let's say it's an open seat? Does that leave you just with one less board member during that time?
If you had an open seat, you'd have a vacancy.
Okay.
Or people could carry over.
Well, if it's
Yeah.
an open seat,
You could
I think there's
you could have holdovers.
yeah, so
Have one, but
like if you had not filed to run for your seat and nobody filed, you would stay over until the end of your term, and then the board could appoint, or you could stay over until the next election cycle, I believe. I don't know, it's all in the law.
But if I chose, but taking that example, if I chose not to and said, my term is over and I'm not willing or able to do that, then the board would just,
we fall under regular.
we could
The
appoint a
law,
member.
we would appoint somebody until
Appoint somebody temporarily for
the
that?
next election, I believe.
That
Yeah.
seems,
That's what we did.
Yeah, that's
but-
how,
Yeah,
and
that's
Joyce.
Mr. Ballard, yeah.
just a comment, I mean, March to November seems a crazy amount of
It
time,
does.
Yeah.
It is, isn't it?
to have for a runoff, to be in an ambiguous situation for a district. I think that's really a poor decision.
Chair will entertain a motion.
I move the LRSD Board of Education adopt the attached proposed budget of expenditures with tax levy for fiscal year beginning July 1, 2027, and including June 30th, 2028, and to approve all related election documents.
Is there a second? It's been moved and properly seconded that the LRSD Board of Education adopt the attached proposed budget of expenditures with tax levy for fiscal year beginning July 1, 2027 to and including June 30, 2028, and to approve all related election documents. Moved and properly seconded. Any question? Other comments? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. 7.4.
All right. Moving right along. Seemed like I almost gave this presentation last week. I didn't. Everybody, what's that? I think so. Okay.
Because it's the Thanksgiving.
So it's pretty similar here. It's going to, the fund balance is probably going to be the most dramatic part of this, but this is October 25, the ending financials here, of course, presented today. But same counter the summaries here. Very lackluster. We're just starting the tax collection part. So this is through October. We did get a major collection in November. So we'll have a few more, a little bit more in the rest of this month along with December. But these are kind of the revenues we've gotten in so far. You see a lot of zeros on several of those because they won't come into the next part after January 1st of 26. So collections for the regular property tax were 36.7 million, just about at that point. We did get a collection of 79 million in, I think last week it was, so that was a major deposit. So as far as this, and I'll look at these presentations 100 times, and I see a typo on here. This shouldn't be PS professional architect, this should be security services. So one of the things we had with our SO contract over the past few years was a mix-up. We weren't really a mix-up, but we were asking for bills for the last 2 years. We finally got that through the accounting department and with their SO. So that's one of the parts here that we paying that you're going to see a negative there. Our hope is that we have enough savings in our ESA that, and typically we pay out of ESA funds for those. So it's about $1.6 million. Gasoline and diesel is going to show on this being over about 137. I think we're going to be able to adjust that down based on, you saw some of those savings there. Based on the EV buses there that are running. So they're getting more comfortable with driving those buses. We did have that one day scare. That was the day when we had electricity off at Horace Mann and a couple other schools there in that area because the bus depot is right there for the special needs. So they were down about 3 or 4 hours. So we're hopeful to get this generator back going, but we didn't have any hiccups that day on getting students picked up. So these are really the only ones here. We're going through our personnel now, trying to make sure we can reduce any vacancies we have out there. We came in with about 130 some vacancies when we submitted the budget, so we still have quite a few out there. We still have nurses in security office and custodial pieces. We have some teacher positions and some parapros that we contacted the schools this week to reduce those, the ones that aren't needed. So hopefully that'll help out a little bit. As far as our fund balances, and this one is getting low here. So operating fund balance was currently at the end of October about $6.8 million. You can see the capital improvement fund balance, and we could pass a resolution that month in October to actually reimburse us fund balance for our capital improvement we could use out of operating. So that deficit was covered out of our operating fund balance along with our federal fund balance. That was just based on time and waiting on some reimbursement and child nutrition about 1.8. So we had 2 negative fund balance to end that month, but the operating actually covered that. But when you looked at, and Dr. Wright told me the other day, he said, I didn't know it was that low. We look at here, this is the pictorial.
Negative.
Well, the orange is negative there. That's the one I just showed you for the capital improvement. So we have money in now that, to fund that up. But it was a pretty, decent decline on your operating. It gets stretched pretty thin. And you saw September. I'm getting older. You can't even see September on there, can you? The little gray part over there. We did move it up a little bit in October. September was $1 million, I believe, for our operating fund balance. So that was a situation where we had to make sure we made payroll. We did talk to vendors. There was a little delay on, paying vendors, but all those vendors are caught up at this point. So we have all our money in. So it was planned on having that actual capital improvement funds come in October, but due to some legislation and different things, it delayed it at least 30 days out there. So we do have all that money in place now. Still, we still got the rest of the fiscal year. Hopefully we can meet all the projections we got on our actual tax revenue. We'll be good to go if we can we'll maintain the expenditure side, if not try to reduce those. So, and this of course is the detail behind the kind of the pictorial and the kind of the summary of that. So when I go back, I'll make sure I update this one here. It should say security services. The count is right, but the title is wrong on that. So.
Can you tell us if, last year we had a big jump on the operating in November. Has that happened yet this month? So if you look at this graph,
it will be, yes, ma'am.
Okay, but it's not in yet?
We just received it on.
Oh, good.
I need to look at my calendar here. I think we received it on today, on last
I
Thursday.
know this is through the end of October, but
14th,
it would make me feel better if you could say out loud that gray bar is going
The
down.
great bar, yeah, we
It's
received
gone way up.
79 million, so
Okay,
if we were to do
thanks.
it, at that point, it would be about 85 million as
Okay.
far as fund balance, but I mean, some of it is gonna offset some of the, the negative we have to, refund on the capital improvement, but that 79 million is gonna take us throughout the spring, because it won't be additional, larger deposits until we get to the April, May side, so you'll see that large fund balance, and then it'll continue to drop down as we spend, so each payroll costs about $6 million with salaries and benefits, so. We have 2 a month.
I have a question, overall budget, not necessarily for October. 2 questions. With the upcoming year coming, budget cuts, what does that amount look like?
I hadn't looked at all of it, but we're down about 600 students as of October 1st enrollment, K-12. I think we're a little bit less than that if you add pre-K on there, so you're gonna have to take in consideration those 600 students if it keeps on all 3 quarters. I think we may get some students back. I don't know if it's gonna be a significant gain in students back. We'll take that consideration along with the additional debt service payment for the 75 million. I have the numbers, I run them, but I don't have them in front of me. I can get them to you, so you don't recall, do you, Dr. Wright?
No, but December work session, prior to, that's going to be the topic of December work session, but even prior to that, this is kind of premature, but prior to the December work session, I will be asking board members to come to that particular meeting with ideas or areas that you want to see us take a deeper look at in terms of reductions across the district, because we're going to start that process. In December.
What I would say to that is, I would prefer the administration to bring those things, because we are at a disadvantage. And if we say we want to cut this, we don't know what that impacts. And that's the role of the superintendent, really, to bring those deductions and how beneficial they have been. So if the board take any action around finances, it would be for me, I would make a motion to do a external forensic audit around the operation, finances, procurement, and hiring practices in light of the last 3 years. And so we can get a clear picture of where are we truly financially, especially since we have been operating in the red for the last 3 years, right as it has been reported. 2 to 3 years, 2 years. So with that, I think that right as we are under a reconstitution of a district again, going from 9 to 7, it is going to be important for us to have a clear understanding of where are we financially, instead of doing this, hey, give ideas on where you want, because that is not, I don't think, a proper way of doing it. So, and then 2, this district's going to be in transition for a few years, because after the 7 board members come back, you guys are going to have to pull again, and so you're going to be changing for a few years. So anyways, so if we do have a budget session, I would like to see where administration is proposing those cuts instead of us randomly saying so.
Other questions or comments?
I was gonna pull the spreadsheet up, y'all kind of asked on that, so, of course, we always work, budget never stops for us, because, you have to look, out in the future, but this is basically what we're looking at right now. If we were looking at 26, 27 school year, or assessment year, we don't have the assessment now, but just looking at maybe a modest 2% growth, this is kind of what the assessed value may be looking at, based on a 601 reduction or change in ADM, if that, it's true for all 3 quarters, you're looking at about a $9 million, change in foundation funding, based on that. So you're looking at a loss of funding, and some of that's based on this foundation amount going down a little bit from 88162 out down to 8037. But you're gonna have some reduction in actual expenditures, because the state's taking over all insurance payments, so we no longer have to pay insurance for the employees. All that money is gonna go directly from the foundations to EBD. So
And what type of insurance are you speaking of? Health?
Health insurance,
Life?
only health.
Okay.
Yeah. So at minimum on foundation funding revenue, you're gonna be looking at least a $9 million, reduction as far as revenue coming in, but you will have some offset of expenditures. And this doesn't take in consideration any decline in enrollment funding. This is just pure, so some of that'll be offset a little bit, so.
Okay. And my other question, what I would like to see a projection of is because we know Hall and West is gonna take a lot of resources, and the return on investment for those two campuses is going to take a while if it, it's going to be what it is. And so that's going to have a direct impact right on the rest of our district, and the rest of our district is going to pay for that. So I would like to see a projection with the operating costs of the new Pinnacle High School projections, right? And I know it's based on student enrollment, right? We got to find 1,200 students from somewhere with the hope they'll come there. And then we have Hall. There's, automatically with it being such a low student, that's already a negative on the operation of that building. So how does that impact the rest of the district? Because we know the rest of the district is going to have to supplement somewhere for those two campuses. So I would like to see what all that financial impact could potentially be to where planning can begin. And then lastly, what and if school closures or consolidations that will take place.
I think that's part of that discussion that he was talking about as well, but the school profile of things I look at as well, so we'll look at it. I'm trying to finish this out, so we'll be waiting on SPED numbers, so we'll go through and actually look at budgeted, and we have positions built in here. I can look at ratios, and you have a per pupil cost there. I've deleted all that out to make sure I have the most recent, but of course it's gonna have 10-1 enrollment, regular enrollment this year, LEP along with free and reduced, along with SPED out there, so when you're looking at ratios, if you see a school that's $5,000 more than another school that maybe they have a higher population of L students or SPED students out there, you're never going to get efficient with a low population high school. There's no way. So it's always going to cost you 3 times as much as any other school out there. In all the new schools, we hadn't built a new school that didn't fill up. It doesn't matter where you buy or build or anything new, it gets attention and typically fills up. So I don't think you'll have a problem with the West Little Rock School, but we may have some issues with some other schools around the district, which we currently do, so. But we definitely will be prepared to have that discussion, but that's it for me.
Yes.
Oh, you can wait till December.
Okay. Okay, all right, okay.
Sorry,
Go ahead.
I have an email that I'm about to send to y'all. But I think if we're going to have a discussion in December at the work session about this, then we need some documents ahead of time. And I don't know, I'm asking you for a few things, Mr. Bailey. The spreadsheet, our budget to actual reports for the last couple years, cost per student at every school. I mean, are there other things you would recommend? I mean, I think the biggest blind spot for some of us is, the schools are running, and I feel like they're running fairly efficiently, but like, are there energy costs that are above what we would think with a partially full school? Are there, what's happening in levels of administration? Do we feel that those dollars are being used efficiently? What departments are coming in way under budget or way over budget every year? I mean, or are we hitting those marks pretty well? I think these are some of the questions that if we're going to have a deep session on asking us to bring this forth, I think it would be really helpful if we got some deeper financial information ahead of time. So I don't know what that looks like for you.
A lot of that stuff is actually in our annual audit as well, so we can pull it out. So
Right.
those summary pages in the back, when we kind of
yeah.
go over there, so it's probably
One from the
I don't know,
state,
20
you mean?
years. Yeah, budget to actual. So we don't typically have departments that go over. So the things you typically going to be looking at, you may have utility costs that's over maybe some gasoline, but that's typically not the norm for any department. So we watch that, and they know we don't typically allow for overages.
Right. I mean, I'm just throwing ideas out there just because I don't know every single aspect of what makes up a budget in an individual school or an individual building or department, or how we I think we just have a lot
Yeah.
to still learn on that and dig into if you really want us to make thoughtful recommendations.
And may I just add to that? Thank you. That's great. Thank you. For a budget session, and I know I've been saying this for a long time now, for us to have a true budget session, we can't have other things on the agenda. It needs, no, I watched it. I mean, yeah, I watched that. But two, but it didn't cover some of the operational things that we're talking about. It was more tree top, and we need to be down in the operations, because I believe if we had better knowledge and was told better in a clear, concise picture instead of piecemealing it together like a quilt, then the board would have had more substantial questions around budget, and we wouldn't have been operating in the red for the last 2 years. Because because at the end of the day, the board is going to be the one that the legislator and the state's asking, well, why didn't y'all ask these questions, or else require this and that? So for the work session, I would appreciate it to be a substantial work session.
I will just also say that I would like to bring forth a recommendation that we back out of the lawsuit that we voted, 7 of our 9 members voted for, that we can't afford.
Since you were on the losing side, you can't make the motion, so only someone on the winning side can make the motion.
The chair will entertain a motion.
To accept the report?
7.4.
I move to accept the financial report.
Second.
It's been moved and
Jumping the
properly
gun.
second that the LRSD accept the board financial report as submitted. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you so much, Ms. Bailey. All right, nothing communication, policy, personnel, and legal. 9.1, revised tuition reimbursement program, certified. Ms. Burgess.
I'll make a motion. Oh, okay. I was ready. Do you want me to make the motion and you get into it?
Yes. Certainly entertain the motion.
Sorry about that. I move. Thank you. Okay. 9.1 revised tuition reimbursement program for certified staff. I move that the Board of Education approve the revision of the tuition reimbursement program.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly second that the Board of Education approve the revision of the tuition reimbursement program. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. 9.2,
I am ready to make a motion.
entertain a motion.
Okay, 9.2, updated stipend schedule and manual 25-26 school year. And, okay, I move that the Board of Education approve the proposed stipends for the 25-26 school year. And if there's a second, then I could provide, or you can provide a quick clarity for those watching.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and properly second that the Board of Education approve the proposed new stipends for the 25-26 school year. Is there
Madam
discussion?
Chair?
Yes.
And
Comments? Yes.
this is for the certified staff?
Yes, only for certified at this time, and we did change the language from the morally. We updated that as well, as
Okay.
the board requested,
Okay.
and changed it to good character.
Very good, thank you. Any other questions, comments? It's been moved and properly second that the Board of Education approve the proposed new stipends for 25-26 school year. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries.
The next one's
And 9.4, new position proposal.
It's 9.3.
I'm sorry?
It's 9.3.
It's actually 9.3? Okay.
And that's not a motion.
New position proposal. All right.
No, it's going to require a motion.
9.3, it says.
It's wrong on the sheet. That, it's wrong on the sheet.
Okay.
It's right on the agenda.
What is this for? I'm sorry. Is this the PIR?
The PR.
Yes.
I move. Will you entertain a motion?
I will entertain a motion.
I move that the Board of Education approve the creation of a principal in residence position for the 26-27 school year.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second that the Board of Education approve the creation of a principal in residence position for 26-27 school year. Are there questions or comments?
Yes, where is the funding coming from, and why are we doing that? So where is the funding coming from is the question, right, since we just had a discussion about not having money, but yet we're creating the position that will be, what, $50,000? How much is this position gonna cost us?
So it's coming from general operating, and as a reminder, this position was requested from, not the principal in residence position, but the additional administrative position was requested from Ms. Russo to accommodate the additional supervision duties needed in the science building. And so this is a regular, the position cost is between AP and the range is AP and an elementary principal, depending upon who the candidate is. So, but the answer to the question is coming from general operating.
Okay, and she already have hired a person for that wing, from what I understand. From
That was just
speaking.
for this school year. That's
Is it
just an
interim?
interim. Yes,
I think that was on tonight's thing, wasn't it?
I think so, yes.
It was on tonight's board.
Yeah, he's.
Okay, other comments or questions? Other comments or questions? It's been moved and properly second that the Board of Education approve the creation of a principal in residence position for 26-27. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? One opposed. Hatter. Motion carries.
Thank you, Board.
Indeed. No executive session. Board comments. I'm sorry.
I was saying Thanksgiving session.
Oh, okay. Board comments.
Happy
Yes,
Thanksgiving.
Have anything to write, Mr. Bowley? Did you have anything, Mr. Bowley? I thought I saw your hand.
Yeah, I do. Two things. Like I say, want to give condolences to Mr. Lee Anthony and his family. He longtime art teacher with Central High, who passed away last week. So I want to send love to the Anthony family, friends in the community impacted by that loss. And I would just like also like to say that just a little concerned about the decision to turn Hall into a charter school on that vote today. I feel like, you know, it could be risky. And so I think just moving forward, you know, with having full transparency with our community, with our parents and our students, I was very concerned to hear someone say that, well, a student in our community say that they feel like their voice didn't matter. So what's the point of reaching out to the board? And I think a lot of times, even if we don't personally feel that way, we might give that off. Sometimes when we make decisions and we don't listen, we don't want emails and all those type of things. And I particularly don't like our students to feel that way. I feel like we should always try our best to respond and be open with them and be open to dialogue to have with them. So I just feel like just moving forward, I've received a lot of calls from parents who were just concerned about the future of Hall. So moving forward, I hope we can be transparent, be open to dialogue even when it's not in favor of what we think, and at the same time just work to be better stewards in our community, to make decisions that our parents and our students agree with, and look at every possible option so that we can serve them to our best abilities. That's all.
Other comments, other board comments?
Just happy holidays,
Absolutely.
really, for those that celebrate Thanksgiving and those who do not. Just happy fall, happy happy Thanksgiving, and that's all I have.
Absolutely. Just in the spirit of thankfulness, just really appreciate the board for all that we've done this evening and beyond. And kind of in line with what Mr. Volley is saying, I think it's always so important to make sure we're mindful of each other and those things that we can and cannot control. How we behave, we can control. What we believe, we can control. What others believe and think and feel, we cannot. So we just want to maintain mindfulness of how we operate, our ideas, our perceptions, and our experiences, and those of others, because they're also varied. So just being mindful of that. And we appreciate you so much in what you do.
I just want to say,
yes.
You finished?
I am.
I just want to encourage my board members to get involved in tutoring a small group of third graders or just one third grader. Since I've been doing it, has really been eye-opening. I love it. The third graders, they are so lovable kids. They will love you to death. But it has really been inspiring. I have one that's really has challenged me. But I hang in there anyway. You're a little rough. I like, you gonna turn a cartwheel again? You know? So let me just encourage you to go to a school and just do what you can to help. It is so rewarding. It is so joyful. And I do understand that you guys have jobs and you work. And I'm retired and I can do what I want to do. I do get that part.
Don't rub it in.
But it is real. I just want to encourage you just to get really down in the ditches and just see what our staff and our teachers are dealing with. And so, like I said again, please give the teachers whatever they want. Because since I've been involved, I see it from a different angle now. And so just get involved. Help a student out. My group is I don't know how to explain them, but they're different.
Rambunctious?
And I love
Are
them.
they
Yeah, and I love them.
rambunctious?
They're just a bunch of third graders that want to thrive, and I'm trying everything in my power to make sure that happens. So let me encourage my board members. It's really crucial that you get involved somewhere.
Mr. Adam.
Yeah, I just want to acknowledge that today, nationwide, it is National Children's Grief Awareness Day. And the estimates are that nationally, that by the time children in the United States reach age 18, 1 in 11 will experience the death of a parent or a sibling. But in Arkansas, it's bigger. It's 1 in 9, and we're ranked number 10 in the country for that. And today at Arkansas Children's Hospital, where I work, in our program, we had a panel of 2 students, one a Little Rock LRSD student and one of our charter school students in our community, to talk about their experiences. Both of them had lost a parent, and they just did a great job. And our LRSD student, 5th grade student, just did a wonderful job of helping us to get a better understanding of that experience. And so I just want to, since today's that day, I wanted to raise that awareness too.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And Superintendent comment.
One brief comment. We are, and Stephanie, I may need your help because I know I'm not going to remember all of these details, but we are so excited that Little Rock School District was one of a handful of districts across the state who were selected to be able to send students to the Crystal Bridges Museum on December 1st to experience President Obama. And so we have several students from Forest Heights, J Fair, and Man Magnet, and a special treat, we were able to select one student from Central who will be accompanied by 2 other high school students in the state who will actually sit on stage with President Obama. And so that will be the student body president. His mom and dad will be able to be there. I begged, and so I'm going to. But yeah, that will happen right after the Thanksgiving break because that's the Monday, December 1st. And so we are excited and ecstatic about that opportunity.
Indeed. All right, and so I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
Second.
If there is no objection, we are adjourned.
J Fair, and Man Magnet, and who will be accompanied by 2 other high school students in the state who will actually sit on stage with President Obama. And so that will be the student body president. His mom and dad will be able to be there. I begged, and so I'm going to. But yeah, that will happen right after the Thanksgiving break because that's the Monday, December 1st. And so we are excited and ecstatic about that opportunity.